Hello my love and welcome back to the channel, and if you are new here, I am Kay, an astrologer, numerologist and spiritual witch here on YouTube. Listen, if you've been attracted to this video, take this as your confirmation from your own spirit guides and angels that you were meant to receive it. Check out the new book by me also, Make It Happen, How to Manifest Anything. The link is in the description box below. Let's get into your video. Hello Leo and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to your horoscope for the month of October for what I see for you in this particular sign. So this month it looks like there's a lot of energy around your actual finances, both shared and what you own yourself, and a lot of healing around this area, and also maybe even letting go of some past traumas to do with your family and your home life. So on the screen here, what we've got is the chart for the full moon day, which will happen on the 9th of October at 8:55 p.m. This is GMT, my local time. It could be the same day for you or it could be the day before, depending on where you are in the world. It's going to be an Aries full moon at 16 degrees. So before we get there, if we look on the chart, what's going to be happening is, as we start the month of October, the sun's actually going to be in the sign of Libra. So down on the bottom of the screen, circled in black, we've got the sun here in Libra, and just opposite, circled in black, we've also got the moon at 16 degrees of Aries. Now the sun is going to be around your hopes, your dreams, and important people in your life. So this is your 11th house. So the sun's energy is health, growth, vitality, and blessings basically. So anything that you've been hoping for, anything that you've been dreaming for, anything that you've been working on. And when we talk about important people, we talk about people that are connected to you non-romantically. These could be co-workers, associates, people on social media that you connect with, that you really get on with, people that you work on projects with, people who you have a connection with for any other reason but romance, but they are important to you, normally because you can assist them in some way or they can assist you. So it's a great time as we start the month of October to focus on this part of your life, to connect with those people, because the sun should hopefully bring you some blessings in this part of your life. And the full moon actually comes around on the 9th. What we're going to see here, if we can see the sun and the moon in opposite sides of the chart, both circled in black, there's an energy of healing trauma. And for Leo, this is around your shared finances. So this is actually going to happen where the arrow is a number 1. The moon, where she is, circled up on the top in black, and the planet, or the asteroid I should say, next to her on the right hand side, which looks a bit like a K, Chiron. These two are going to form a conjunction and move over to where the arrow is a number 1 for Leo. Now when two planets conjunct, or energies in this particular context, we've got the moon and we've got the asteroid Chiron, it basically lets us know that they are working together in a positive way, and we read their energies together. So the moon is about how we feel and our emotions, and Chiron is about healing wounds. So for you, if you've had any heavy debts, if you've had a lot of responsibility financially, if you have been going through a divorce also as well, because this is the house of divorce, or even if you have been experiencing any kind of transformation in your life that may have been a bit difficult in the recent past or currently now, with this full moon energy that we experience in October, there could be some real healing here for you. And if it doesn't happen naturally, I would encourage all Leos to basically, if it resonates with you, to go out and seek whatever healing it is that you need to do with your shared finances, or any area of your life that's been transformative, or if you've experienced some kind of separation. This could be a separation from a situation, person, place, or thing, however it resonates for you. Now also this full moon week, what we've got going on, so we've got circled in blue down the bottom by number 3, we have here the planet Mercury. This is the planet of our thoughts, of our communication, and short distance travel. Now this planet has been in retrograde. You may have been aware of this. At the time of me recording this, we're still in Mercury retrograde, but by the time we approach the full moon week in Aries in October, he would have finally turned direct. And for you, this is going to shift over to your second house of your own personal finances. So how this translates for Leo is that if you've had difficulty with communication, if you've had difficulty with any travel plans, if you've had difficulty with anything to do with your personal financial area of your life, that Mercury may have been hitting with his communication, thoughts, and maybe travel energy, hopefully now that he's direct, when he gets to 6 degrees of the sign Virgo, during this full moon week, things might seem like they can move forward now. You know, your finances may not feel so tight, or you may have a windfall, or something may happen or shift in this part of your life now that Mercury is finally direct. You could even, for some of you, if you've been waiting for news, or you've been waiting for a yes or the go ahead or approval for something where finances were involved, once we get to the full moon week and he actually turns direct, this could have an impact on that, and hopefully you could have a positive outcome, or you may even hear positive news. The second thing is up where we've got the planet circled in green and the number 4. This is the planet Pluto, and this is the planet of transformation and change, slow transformation and change. And for you, Leo, when he gets to 26 degrees of the sign of Capricorn during this full moon week, he is also going to turn direct as well, because he has been in retrograde for quite some time. Now, this is going to impact your other money house, but it's not necessarily money that you own or money that you share with anyone. This is your ability to earn. So we're talking about your 6th house. So this is how you earn your money, what you do to earn your money. This is the house that covers our health, our physical health, disputes that we have with other people, and anything that we are of service to, like situations, people, places and things that we help, assist or give service to in any particular way. So it's a great time, I would say, around this full moon week for Leo, particularly with your finances and healing and changes happening, and also for any Leo who is thinking about what it is that they do to earn money or how they earn money. When Pluto turns direct around the full moon week, then hopefully as we move through the rest of October, the path should be a lot more clearer, easier, or maybe even there's a big transformation for you when it comes to how you earn money. So as we move through the month and we've gone through the full moon in Aries, we're then going to have an eclipse in October, and eclipses are fantastic because, you know, they bring in new energy and they change our life in big ways depending on the kind of eclipse that we're having. So on the screen here, we've got the chart for the eclipse day and how it's going to look. And we can see that circled in black at the top, we've got the sun and the moon side by side, 2 degrees of Scorpio. And we've also got to the left-hand side of that, Venus also at 2 degrees of Scorpio. So this is going to give us the new moon on the 25th at 11:49 a.m. GMT. This is my local time. Could be the same day for you, could be the day before. And as I said, this is an eclipse new moon. Now, this eclipse is happening around by where we're going to have the south node. So just to the left of where the planets are circled, you can see kind of like a horseshoe kind of emblem or a horseshoe symbol. This is the south node. And so when we have an eclipse here, it's about release, letting something go, because the south node is the past and what we let go of. Now, because this is obviously a new moon eclipse, new moons bring in opportunity, a time to start a new cycle with things. So what I see for a lot of the signs is that during this eclipse season, we're going to have some kind of major transformation or some kind of passing or letting go or releasing of something that also brings a new opportunity. And for Leo, this is going to happen around your 4th house. So this is about your private life, your home life, people that you live with. It's your immediate family, it's your security, and also any maternal or mother figures actually come into this part of our life as well. So while this new moon eclipse is happening, it could be that something departs, you know, in this part of your life or any part of your life, but at the same time you get a new opportunity coming to your life as well, which is great. Now, the energy that we're dealing with is Scorpio, and the other thing that we need to pay attention to is that we're also having Venus being in a conjunction with the sun and the moon. So the sun and the moon, when they're in conjunction, this will give us a new moon, as they are. But then when you add another planet or another energy to this gives us a stellium, when you've got 3 or more planets under the same energy, especially if they're at the same degree. So this is important, and this is why this new moon eclipse for all of us, depending on your sign and where it falls in your chart, is going to be about your desires as well. So while something may release, because Venus is in the mix, you know, she represents money, love, art, beauty, what we desire. She's a feminine energy. She's everything beautiful and supportive. So even if you experience a loss or something goes, then just know what it is that you desire could also be coming to you under this eclipse or later on as we close out the year and we go through the last couple months of 2022. So it's a really nice place to have this eclipse. Now, at the same time, during this week, this new moon eclipse week, we're going to have two planets form two different directions in terms of retrograde. So the first thing is we've got Saturn, which is circled in green, and we've got the number 2 here. This is the planet of withdrawal, the planet of maturity, the planet of holding back, the planet that brings challenges basically into our lives. Now, he is actually going to turn direct. He's been in retrograde. He's going to turn direct in one of his home signs in traditional astrology, Aquarius, and this is really, really good news. So ultimately, this means the challenges, difficulties that we've had, withdrawal or having to withdraw from things or things withdrawing from us, if that has been happening in any of our lives, then with his direct motion, then this could be reversed. You know, the challenges could stop or reduce. You know, you could become closer to situations, person, places, or things, or goals, or whatever it is that you've experienced this kind of withdrawal energy with. And for Leo, it's going to move from where it is, where number 2 is, up to your area of life that is to do with your marriage, serious commitments, partnerships, and business. So this is the 7th house that we're talking about. And this house mainly just does cover serious relationships, you know, people that we're seriously dating or anybody that we're married to, and also legal matters for here as well. But at the same time, taking the relationship energy away from this area of life, it is about commitment. So it's situations, people, places, and things and ideas or thoughts or goals or desires or anything that you are about to commit yourself to, or that you have been committed to, or that you're thinking of committing yourself to. This is where Saturn's energy is going to rest. And it could be that if you've had any challenges when it comes to a particular commitment in your life, with him now turning direct under one of his home signs as well, in traditional astrology, Aquarius, that this kind of restriction or this withdrawal or this resistance or challenge kind of shifts and the energy moves forward a little bit in your life. So I really hope that happens, because it's a really nice part of life to have this happen. Now, the second thing is where we've got the circle in blue and number 3. This is the planet Mars. Now, this is the planet of determination, drive, ambition, the planet of anger and how we manage this, how we express it. It's also the planet of sex, you know, sexual energy and how we express this. Now, Mars is about to form a retrograde, so he's about to go backwards. And so when a planet retrogrades, it's basically pulling us back to a situation, person, place, or thing, or scenario in our life, depending on where the retrograde is happening. Now, generally speaking, for the sign of Leo, because this is happening under the sign of Gemini, he's going to retrograde through this sign once he gets to 25 degrees. It's going to be your hopes, dreams, important people, and what you aspire to. So it's that part of your life again. So while this is a retrograde, you may find that your motivation for your hopes, goals, dreams, and certain things like this, it may be reduced because, you know, Mars is the planet of, you could say, determination, and he's moving backwards. For others of you, it could be that your motivation and your determination is increased regardless of Mars's retrograde. And if that's the case, then, you know, that's all good. But the main message I think from this is that when you've got a planet retrograde in a certain part of your chart or a certain part of your life, it is basically pulling you back to reassess, go over something, or basically look at this part of your life and prepare for it or work with it in some way. It's basically like a call to go back. I would say to Leo that, you know, when it comes to your hopes, your dreams, important people that you're dealing with, and your basically your 11th house in life, while we're experiencing this retrograde for at least, I'd say 4, maybe even 5 weeks as we close out the month of October, that it's a great time for you to go back and assess these things and see what's really going on in this part of your life, because Mars is supporting you, whether you are experiencing increased motivation or whether your motivation has dipped a little bit. It could be a good time to think about, why has my motivation dipped, or what is it that I really want to do now I've got the motivation to do it. And the 11th house, when we talk about important people, these are people like co-workers, people that we network with, business associates. These are people that we are connected to for any other reason but romance. but we are connected to them because we have a kind of benefit, you know, either we help them or they help us, or we've got some kind of connection that is non-romantic. So these important people, as we experience retrograde, are going to be key in your life, and you know, how you deal with them or how you work with them, depending on how you're feeling the retrograde, is going to be key. But just to know that that's what's going to be going on during this eclipse. But generally speaking, as we close out the month of October with an eclipse, you know, as I said, it is going to be about releasing something but allowing new opportunities to flow inwards. And that is the main message that I really want to give everyone. And you know, because we've got Venus in the mix, as I said, with the stellium, we can see it up there by the circle and number 1, Sun, Moon and Venus. It is about major transformations of what it is that we desire, and everything that Venus represents, because she is impacting this actual new moon and this new moon eclipse. And it is to do with your private life, it is to do with your home life, it is to do with the recent past, your upbringing, and you know, knowing that potentially something could depart in this part of your life. But even if it does, be assured that at some point there's going to be an opportunity that comes with the departure also. So finally then, Leo, to close out your horoscope for this month, is that I spoke to you a little bit before about Jupiter's retrograde and the importance, or how lucky and lovely it is to have the planet Jupiter move into the sign Pisces. So this will be happening around the eclipse as well. But the other important thing is that Jupiter is actually going to move into Aries and be at 0 degrees during the eclipse. And when we have a planet at 0 degrees, which we can see here on the screen, he's circled in red, this is an opportunity for a new chapter. So whether you have a planet in your birth chart at 0 degrees like I do, or you know someone who has, or a planet's at 0 degrees in a transit like on a day-to-day basis, it gives us an opportunity to start again. For you, this is going to shift, and it will bring a new energy basically to how you experience life. This is your 9th house. So up where the arrow is up here, this is where it's going to be, around here. The 9th house covers spirituality, your philosophy on life, what you think about things, how you view things, and basically the experiences that you have that are outside of where you were born or where you live or where you grew up. This is basically the area of life where we elevate, and we elevate on a mental level, on a spiritual level, and also like in a physical plane in terms of how we experience things. So if you have new experiences, so that's really, really nice for Leo as well. But when Jupiter does move back into the sign of Pisces, because Jupiter is actually in a retrograde, this is going to happen on the 28th of October around 6:09 a.m. GMT, my local time as well. It could be the same day or the day before for you. He's going to drop back, and he will actually be in your other financial house. So at the beginning of the month, Leo had a lot of energy around your finances, and I mentioned that to you at the start of the horoscope. So by the time we close out the month, when we have Jupiter under Pisces, and you might want to check out the video on this, on why it's so important and lovely and helpful when we have Jupiter under Pisces, it looks like your shared finances are under the spotlight again. So Jupiter is the planet that brings wealth, happiness, good fortune, good luck, expansion. He's such a happy and jolly planet. It doesn't matter whether he's in retrograde or whether he's in a direct motion. His energy of helpfulness doesn't really change. What he does is he has more of an impact on other planets that he will interact with. Now, because I don't have everybody's birth chart who's going to listen to this, I can't see how, you know, I can't say how this is going to impact for everybody personally, but I can say that generally speaking, you know, we're going to have like a Midas touch energy, I like to call it. And for you, Leo, it is going to be around your shared finances. So your debts, your taxes, shared property that you have, shared time, anything that you share with people, shared sexual desires come underneath here. This is also the house of transformation and the house of death and rebirth and divorce. So if you are anyone, you know, a Leo who's been going through a divorce or some kind of hardship with your shared finances, then Jupiter moving around in this area could bring you a touch of luck. And you may want to watch the video on, you know, Jupiter and Pisces and why this is so key, that I did at the end of, I think it was 2021. It might just pop up here as I'm speaking. And I explained to everybody why this year 2022 could be a real fortunate year for everybody now that we finally have Jupiter moving into the sign of Pisces in and out of retrograde. So you might want to check that out. So that's it, Leo. That's pretty much what I see for you this month. It looks like your finances are a lot under the spotlight and things may fall away to do with your home life and so forth, but hopefully new opportunities will come in. And you know, if there was something here helpful that helped you, then please do give the video a like, because that was my only intention, to let these messages reach the right people who need to hear them. And you know, if you're new here, then why not subscribe? I'd love to see you here again. And if you're someone who's returning, thank you so much, and thank you for being here, Leo. I will catch you in November for your horoscope then. And don't forget the new and full moon affirmations meditation that will be coming out as well. May just pop up here somewhere as I'm speaking. Do check those out for when they arrive around the new and the full moon, because again, I will be going into more detailed with channeled messages and providing affirmations for everyone that are based on the actual energies of the full and new moon, but in a lot more detail. I won't be giving just a general horoscope. So enjoy October, and I will see you in November. I'll see you soon.